welcome to Second City Entertainment, everybody. I'm Dan the Freezer Frigo, alongside with a special guest, actually.
Yeah.
We have here the Jackie L, and the hostess with the mostest, Ryan Edner.
Hey, man, how you doing? Yes, we have the Jackie L, Tim Falcons with us today because we're talking Game of Thrones. One of the bigger Game of Thrones fans that I know. We are going to go over all of Season 6, along with what our thoughts are, what holds for the future of Game of Thrones in Season 7, and, how many episodes are there going to be, do we think? What's going to happen? First, I'll tell you guys how to find us. It's youtube.com/Second City Entertainment. Just posted up some of our E3 discussion on there, so you can check that out. Facebook.com/Second City Entertainment. Twitter, it's at Second City, capital E. And then Instagram, just search Second City
Not
Entertainment. Biggie. Yeah, not Biggie, like we learned yesterday. First, let's start off with Season 6. Your thoughts on the season finale as a whole, because Battle of the Bastards was really, really good.
Yeah.
And then it felt like they, in a different way, it was just as good, if not better, this last episode, The Winds of Winter, I believe it was called. And what an amazing episode altogether. Your thoughts, Dan, on that last episode?
Probably one of their best season finales, and one of the best parts I've seen on a show, because so much happened in one episode. There was action, there was sadness, there was happiness, there was death. There was just so much going on in one episode, and set for so much for the next season to make you think how that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it's just, they did such an awesome job, ending on to another really good season. Like, they always seem to do that with every season they have so far. They always do really well with the last episode or last two episodes. They do really well of ending them out, and you leave a bunch of cliffhangers as usual for every show you ever watch in your life. Will do that, but now can't wait 9 more months, and I'm really excited to see what they do with season 7. So
I am pumped. Tim, your thoughts on the season finale past Sunday?
I agree with Dan. It's probably one of the best season finales they've ever had on the show itself. It didn't feel too rushed, like the ending, like they had to wrap things up. It just felt like everything came together perfectly fine. It's a pretty good way to end.
Tim, I know one of your favorite moments was Jon being them chanting the King of the North. Why was that such a big moment for you?
Because from the beginning of the show, you watch the Starks and they died slowly over time.
Spoiler alert.
Well, I mean, it is season 6.
I know.
right.
But, and then now you're seeing them come back, and Jon and Sansa are finally taking back their home.
Mm-hmm. I think, too, big thing, too, with the Starks is Arya's back. She kills the dude from Blackwater that basically orchestrated with the Lannisters the death of her mom and her brother and her...
The Red Wedding was
the Red Wedding, yeah. Oh, man, it's still one of them that just tugs on your hearts. But another episode that happened this season that also tugged on your heart was the Hold the Door episode.
Oh, my God.
And,
yep.
when I saw the name of the episode, I'm like, I don't understand this. And then that was when Bran, again, fucking shit up, per the usual, does what he's not supposed to do. He gets marked by the Nightwalker King, or...
Yeah, and they find out where his location is.
Yep. And they came and they just wrecked shit. The Three-Eyed Raven died.
Yep.
Hodor... You find out why his name is Hodor.
Yeah, how he became like that.
That was one of the craziest things they've ever done, in my opinion. Because it's just so creative in a way, wow.
Well, it's cool. He has an epiphany of the future. What happens. It's weird.
Yeah, and he's just, Hodor. And it's so heartbreaking.
Right?
I remember watching the episode and just sitting there going, oh no, I love Hodor so much.
You're like, oh my God, Hodor, hold the door.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
And now that will be a thing forever now,
right?
With Game of Thrones fans. But that was another really good episode. This whole season in general, I think, was probably one of their best seasons they've had.
Yeah.
Especially because, some people don't like Season 5.
That's what I've seen too.
And I don't really, I thought I liked Season 5.
I like the ending of his Season 5 a lot more. The beginning of stuff like that was okay, but
Is
I really
the beginning
like the
of
White
Season
Walker
5,
fight.
is that when Joffrey died?
No, it's Season 4.
Season 4, is that what it is? Okay. So Season 5 is when we have the battle, right? With
the White Walkers,
and the White Walkers.
That's
and
all
he
that.
raises them from the dead. That was really cool.
Yeah, because Season 4 is more like when Jon's past the wall, he's with the Wildlings, he's with Ygritte, and then they try to bring the Wildlings back over, more south.
Yeah.
And, go to Castle Black and help each other out, kind of fight against the Walkers because they're coming.
Yeah.
So that's
but
kind of
nobody
more like
believes
Season 4.
them, yeah.
Yeah, and then Season 5 is obviously more in depth of that. And then towards the end, you get the big battle with the Wildlings and Jon Snow and everybody.
Yes, and then we get the quote-unquote death of Jon Snow. And then that is where we were all, as we got to Season 6, some of us had to wait like half hour really, because some of us finished season 5 like a half hour before season 6 started.
I literally did, yeah.
Yes, he did.
I did in like less than 2 weeks, watched the entire series.
I liked, it's funny because me and Tim waited maybe 13 days, and all these people were waiting like 10 months, 9 months for this.
Yeah.
And I felt like 13 days was a long time. I was like, fuck, man, I need to know what happens. And they got it right away. They addressed the situation with John. It's not the end of episode 1. Episode 1 is when Melisandre takes off the necklace and you see how nasty and old she looks.
Ugh,
and then episode 2 of this season is when John wakes up.
I'm pretty sure it's the end of it too.
Yes,
yeah.
and then starts
she comes in, she tries to do what she did before. What was his name? I can't remember his name.
Stannis?
Yeah, the guy she keeps bringing back like fucking 8 times, or the hell he did, like 6, 7 times.
Oh no, not Stannis. The light guy. Yeah. That's a different from the what is it? The Brotherhood Without Arms or something like that.
Yeah, he's got like the
Brotherhood Without Banners.
Yeah, so I know that's what you try to do, and I'll see it work. So.
Yeah, he comes back, and we didn't get a lot of Ghost here at the end of the season. I guess I heard people explain why Ghost wasn't needed in that battle of Bastards. Was basically because it wouldn't have made sense for them, because there's so many horses, so many men. Like Ghost, there's no need for Ghost to be out there, I suppose. It still would have been cool to see him.
Comes and goes. It seems like he's not like really like his like animal anymore. It's just like, oh, I see you, hello.
Yeah, I guess they just don't show him all the time.
Right.
But very interesting to see how things ended. Like we said, the season finale was great. The entire beginning setup with Cersei and the church, with the Sparrow and with Mabe.
Yeah, Marjorie.
Marjorie fucking sitting there. That was so sad. And she knew, though, but they did a really good job of her character, of letting her end on a good note with being like, yes, she was right. She knew something was about to happen because none of the Lannisters were there.
Yeah, because Cersei and the king wasn't there. She's like, I know she's not here, and she knows she's not supposed to be here. Yep. So.
And then boom, blows up. It's insane. Tommen jumps and just dies, and you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's just like, oh, he's gonna kill himself. Oh wait, maybe not. Oh, maybe I'm right.
Maybe I'm right. Oh, there he goes. That was really, really good. The entire arc to that, which leads to Jaime coming back from Blackwater, seeing the smoke, and I guess it's kind of interpreted as it was a flashback for Jaime of seeing when the Mad King was burning down villages and hurting his own people and all that stuff, and that's what Jaime saw. So when Jaime sees that, Jaime's like, oh shit, like what's going on?
Right.
And then he goes in there, and it's so weird, like he doesn't even process like, well, where the fuck's Tommen? It was just like, he sees Cersei go on the throne, and he's just like, shit. So for season 7, I kind of have a feeling, or at least I hope, that leads to a confrontation with Cersei and Jaime, where maybe Jaime realizes she is the Mad Queen now.
Well, I think it's what's going to happen, too. I think season 7 is definitely going to address like how he's going to react to it, because you don't really get that yet, obviously. So season 7, definitely, I feel like that's where they're going to go to, because you're going to want to see that. So that's one of the big things. They're going to see how he acts. Maybe he want, because obviously they have a big love thing, incest shit. Yeah. But so maybe this is like, where the turning point is, where they kind of break up. He sees how crazy she is and how she's trying to be like. She's like kind of like a dictator in a way. She's trying to
the Mad Queen.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way to go. So like, maybe he'll actually go against her.
Yeah. Tim, your thoughts on that whole arc of the story now with Cersei taking over as the Queen of Westeros and Jaime, his part in that?
I think there's definitely tension between them, and he'll probably kill her.
You think so? You think he kills her? Or do you think Cersei kills him?
I think he'll kill Cersei. And
then what happens with the Mountain?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, see, I have no idea what's going to happen with the Mountain.
He's not going to die. He's just too big.
Yeah.
He's just a crazy motherfucker, dude.
He really is. That entire, like I said, that arc of the story is so good. I'm really excited for next season for that. We talked a little bit about the King of the North. The White Wolf of the North is what they've called him now. Jon Snow sitting on top. It's kind of weird. I felt like I got out of that was that Jon was kind of like, like it's not really me. It's more Sansa. So I wonder how this is going to go down. Is Jon just the guy that they rally behind, but Sansa's the one really pulling all the strings and making all the, when it comes to fighting or whatever, she's the strategist?
Yeah.
Or what? So, Tim, your thoughts on where this goes with the Starks? Not Arya yet, but Jon and Sansa.
I don't know, honestly. Because Littlefinger in the picture, I feel like Sansa's going to have to find a way to counter him, outsmart him, and I think Jon will stay the face of the North, really, in all honesty.
We get a big reveal about Jon. It's something that I think one of our buddies told us 20 years.
Yeah.
Some of these fans of the books have been waiting for this to be shown. It is shown that, yes, that Jon is not truly Ned's son. He's Ned's nephew, and that his daughter, or his sister, gave birth to Jon, and it's implying, that it hasn't confirmed or anything like that, but it's implied that it was a Targaryen. What's his name, Tim? The Targaryen that they believe is his dad?
Rhaegar.
Rhaegar the Targaryen. Which would then put Jon front in line for the throne, for the Iron Throne, because he would jump Daenerys in that way. So that's pretty crazy that we finally got it. It's been a thing I know on whether it's Reddit or other forums, like fans have been talking about that forever. So your thoughts on the big reveal, Dan, of Jon's mom, really, and his parents?
Well, I mean, if you wait 20 years for something like that, it's kind of crazy. But it's nice to know now. It's like you have an idea of where he comes from, and now it's like actually even the books make sense now in a way too. The Song of Fire and Ice, stuff like that we were talking about before. So they actually I should say they hinted at it, but they kind of put it out there, and now it's like, oh, it kind of makes sense now. All the names of the books and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's really cool to see. Especially now, like, I mean, he's kind of a bastard, but kind of not in a way.
Yeah.
Because he's still technically family, so he's still kind of bloodline.
Yeah.
Of his sister. So, like I said, it's really cool now that he actually could take the throne. And, obviously for the Starks, he could actually be the king for them. Because he's actually blood. Which is nice to see because, I like, especially since the beginning, stuff like that. He can never be, part of the family thing and stuff like that. And then you have to join, you go to the wall and all that. So it's kind of nice to see all this kind of happening. And I really want to see if he will find out in Season 7, like, his parentage, stuff like that. That's what I want to see next from Season 7 for him.
Mm-hmm.
Is I want to see him, they can reveal maybe Bran somehow gets back to him. And then he actually reveals, who he actually is and everything, that he's not a bastard.
That'd be really cool. Tim, your thoughts on the big reveal of Jon, us seeing who Jon's mom is, and really the implyingness of who his dad is?
I think it was a pretty good scene for everyone, show viewers and the book readers. It's been, the book itself heavily implies, like, Ned is not the dad. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
But I hope that if Jon does find out who his real parents are, I hope he still stays true to, like, being a Stark, because Ned raised him, not Lyanna, or whatever her name is, in Rhaegar. So he's Ned's kid, in my opinion.
I want to see where this leads moving forward. I'm really interested, like you said, does Bran come and find him and say, like, hey, this is what happens? But then leads to what Tim was talking about before we started, where that he's marked. Tim, if you want to explain a little bit about the marking and why that could be a big thing moving forward.
Well, I don't know the whole, science behind it, but Benjen tells Bran that the wall is being held up by special magic or something, and the White Walkers can't get past it because of that. And because Bran is marked, supposedly if he goes through it, it'll allow the White Walkers to go through it too as well. And supposedly, what theories I've read is Benjen is setting this all up. Could be true, could not be.
That'd be really, that'd be nuts. Or maybe it could be that, or Benjen just doesn't know that the marking will do that, or whatever. But we know that Benjen was, he got attacked by the White Walkers, but then they brought him back in a way. So we'll see where that leads. I'm super excited to see what happens with Bran, especially because, like, he is the king of fucking shit up, as we've seen. Like,
exactly.
Really, the whole show started with him the fuck up for not listening to his mom.
Honestly, it started the whole thing.
We didn't get Catelyn Stark appearance, the Iron Lady. We did not get that, as it is in the books. But my question before we get into what we want from Season 7, I'll start with you, Tim, because you've read a little bit of the books. How good did this season, the ability of how good it was, how much of it is an effect because they were now not going off the books? This is the first time they weren't going from the books because the book isn't out yet. This is just the show writers going. So do you think that had a big thing to do with why this season was so good?
A little bit, but they're keeping the show and the books a little separate. Not everything that happens in the books happens in the show and vice versa. But it definitely, I think, helped a lot because a lot of people were surprised as to what happened. Like Jon Snow being resurrected.
Yeah.
And the Battle of the Bastards and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was the thing, too, because the book isn't there yet. So, a couple of my friends that have read the book said, like, the whole, like, the Jon thing happens, but, like, no one knows what's going to happen. Like, these people that finished that book had no idea, and they had to wait until to see what the show does with it.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting to see. So, Dan, your thoughts on what this season, why did this season being so good, how much of it came from them being off the books now?
Well, I think it made it more of an impact not having the books caught up to it, because it makes that surprise. If you already know kind of the gist of it, like what happens, like, of course, like Tim said, you're going to have some adaptation to it, because if it's so like the book, well, why watch it? What's the point?
Right.
To me, that's how I feel about a lot of things, like superhero movies or anything like that. If I read the comic, why do I want to see the movie? It's the same exact thing. What's the point? But so I kind of like that in a way. You know, you kind of have to do that. Plus, you can't just have all that smaller detail that a book can go and elaborate on. But I think partly it's just like you don't know.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, you're so surprised because you want to know what's happening. You gotta watch the show. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know the plot. You don't know what's gonna happen 10 episodes later.
Right.
So I think that's where it kind of has more of an impact, because even though from the other seasons, even the books caught up, you kind of know what's gonna happen right at the end. But of course, in the show, it could be little things that change, but you still know what's gonna happen.
Right.
So it's not like a huge surprise or anything like that. That's why I think it's a little different.
So going forward here, we are about 9 months away until season 7. That's heartbreaking.
You say Tommy, man.
Oh, just let it just fall, man. Just waiting. So, Tim, what are you expecting from season 7?
I haven't really thought about it, but I expect that Daenerys will run into, I think it's Euron Greyjoy, the uncle
Euron
of
Greyjoy.
Yeah.
I expect there's going to be complications with that, and I think Jaime will kill Cersei. I that's what I believe. I think he'll be the Queenslayer.
He'll be both.
And the Starks. I don't know what they're going to do, though. Like, are they going to go south?
Yeah, that's the interesting thing, is that we're kind of just left up in the air with that. So are they going to keep pushing to go towards, are they going to start another war again? Or are they just going to sit where they're at and try? But I think at some point, Jon knows that everyone has to rally together because he's seen the White Walkers.
Yeah.
So my question then with you real quick, Tim, is how many White Walker appearances do we get in season 7? Do we get one, even?
I feel like it'll be like a couple, maybe, like going through the wall, and I don't know.
Because I feel like season 8 will be the big
episodes.
one.
Yeah, because through the whole entire show, even from the very first episode, White Walker's like a big thing because like they're ancient and they haven't been around forever.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of the whole big thing that they're coming. So it's like, just like all these memes I've seen, it's just like winter is coming, eventually.
Right, we took a 6th season, we finally got winter.
Everything just happens and it seems like it takes forever.
Right.
The White Walkers are coming.
Except, what's his name, when he travels from...
Varys.
Yes, and he traveled so fast to get back to Daenerys. I was just like,
I think
from
it's
Dorne,
supposed to be like... I think it's supposed to be like...
weeks.
It's not supposed to be like... Right, like, honestly, he's just
I know.
like...
No. But I was just like, Jesus,
he
that
clicks
was
his heels.
Yeah, right, I'm going home. So, Dan, your thoughts on what you're expecting from season 7?
So, one thing I want, like Tim said, like, I think Jimmy will be the Queenslayer. He'll also be the Kingslayer, so I think he'll be both. I think he's going to see how evil really Cersei is, and he's going to feel like he's got to stop her, because, now pretty much, blood's not on her hands, but she killed her kid, pretty much. So
Pretty much.
Yeah, so I mean, I think he's really going to see who she really is as a person, and it's going to stop her. Then, I also want to see what they're going to do with Sam.
Yes.
Because they don't really, they
He
didn't
loves
do
books.
too much. Yeah, like he's going to become a maester and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and I want to see what they do more of that and everything, and where they go from there. And I also want to see Arya, because I didn't really care for Arya's storyline.
In season 5, I did not care one bit. And season 6.
Yeah, I didn't. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. It seemed something cool, but to me it was just stupid.
The end was really cool for her. Her end to finally get back to like I'm getting to this list.
Yeah.
Boom, dude's dead, and you're just like, oh,
right.
Okay, so Arya's back, because that makes sense of why that woman that she had the mask of was staring at Jaime so much. Obviously, Jaime was able to get out of there. So I don't know what happens with Arya. Does she keep moving towards her home and runs into Melisandre, because Melisandre got sent south?
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen there.
And then I want to see what Daenerys does, where she's gonna go exactly. Is she gonna go to the King's Landing, or like I said, you're gonna go to Euron Greyjoy and the Iron Islands there? And another big thing I probably would want to see is obviously Jon Snow's will he actually find out about the parents, who he actually is, and that he's got some Stark bloodline in him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I probably would also like to see what they do with the White Walkers. I think if they do more brand, I think they're gonna show more about the White Walkers, and I think they kind of need a. I don't know right in the beginning because I think there's gonna be so much starting at the beginning of the season. I think White Walkers come more at the end of the season.
Yes.
Because they'll set for season 8, and I think more of it's gonna be like that's what's gonna set up the season 8. Because season 8 I feel like should be a big thing about the White Walkers. Because even this last season they didn't show much at all of it, and you know that's the whole big thing. And they gotta start doing something. It's not like they're just sitting there just camping. You know, like they're doing things over there. So we'll wait a season. I mean, it's not like if this is weeks, you know, everything's going on weeks and weeks ahead. I mean, they gotta be doing something. So
Right.
They gotta be coming really
we don't
soon.
truly know how far Bran was out from the wall either.
Yeah.
At that point, we don't know how far the tree truly was from it, so we don't know how far they are from it. So we'll see what happens with the White Walkers. I agree with you. It's probably later in the season. How many episodes is this going to be? Is it going to be shortened like the rumor is, or do you think it's going to be 10
I
again?
hope not, because I feel like then you're even leaving out even more detail you can put into it.
Yeah.
Because 10 episodes is short, and me personally is short in itself. I think they should be at least like 12, 13 episodes, you know, of a season and stuff like that. Because they're longer, you don't want too many episodes. But I think 10 also kind of shortens it a little too much.
Yeah.
And if even less, I think, because you're not going to want to put them 1.5 2 hours. That's too much to put in one episode. You lose people.
Yeah.
So that means, like I said, you're going to lose a lot of detail and a lot of story. I feel like if you try to shorten it out,
Right.
either keep it the same or extend it.
Yeah.
But you know, I can't really.
We'll
do
see.
anything about
Right.
it,
We'll
so
see what happens
hopefully.
with HBO and that.
Yeah.
Tim, your thoughts? Do you think is it going to be shortened season or what?
The rumors have said it's shortened. I mean, I hope not, but it probably is, to be honest.
So we'll see. We'll see. But going forward here for season 7, I hope, like I said, I want to see what truly does happen with Jon and Sansa.
One second, I got a thing right here. It says, Game of Thrones bosses confirmed that season 7 and 8 will be shorter than ever before.
And then there we go.
And that was yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well, we are going to get short, which is kind of sad because, like you said, 10 already is pretty short. But, I know that they're trying to wrap this up pretty much, and the rumor was 7 episodes here, 6 for season 8, which is just like, oh my god, if I only get 7 episodes and then I gotta wait again all the way through, like, that's gonna suck.
I mean, it might, be more action and not as much dialogue and stuff like that. Because there's some episodes that are just kind of dry because there's just so much going on. But, like, maybe they just, I don't know why they want to shorten it, but...
I don't know,
maybe.
I do feel like season 6... we got to a point where it's just like it was pedal to the metal the whole way.
I'm just hoping it's not rushed because of the fact that you only have so many episodes now that you gotta get so much in.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm kind of
I
figuring
agree
it's gonna
because
happen.
we're hitting a big climax here. Daenerys is finally heading to Westeros, so we're gonna
There's
see
so
what
many
happens.
characters. There's so many different
Right.
stories that go on.
Jon finally see who his parents are. He finally gets the North back.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on. Cersei's on the throne. So much is going on. I'm interested to where we lead with that. I do believe Jaime kills Cersei, but then I believe maybe it's in a way where he goes out a hero, and whether like the Mountain kills him or something else. Like I just don't think both of them live. I think they both end up dying in this situation.
Yeah.
And then I think season 8 is mostly Daenerys and Jon them having to work together to stop the White Walkers. I think that's going to be the huge thing. But we'll see where we go from here. Overall, it was a really, really good season. What was your favorite moment, do you think, from this season?
Ooh, favorite moment. That's a good one. Actually, let me think about it for a second.
Because
I'm trying to think. I'm looking through the whole entire season here.
I think one of mine would have to be probably Jon just beating the shit out of Ramsay at the end. Like, that was really cool. But even Sansa's moment at the end with Ramsay was pretty cool, too. Do you have a favorite moment, Tim?
Mine would be when all the Northerners claim as Jon as King of the North.
Oh, yeah.
That was a big moment for you.
Yeah.
I knew you were waiting so long for it to happen. But yeah, everything with Jon was really good this season for the most part. I love that in the Battle of the Bastards, like, he's warned by Sansa, don't fall into the trap. And what's he do?
Yeah.
He runs right into the trap. And I'm like, oh, Jon, don't do that. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I probably would pick the Battle of the Bastards, probably like my favorite part.
No, that episode was amazing.
Yeah.
So, especially when you see how much detail went into it and how they did it.
Oh, yeah, all the action and stuff. You can't beat action anytime. So, that's how I look at it.
Exactly. Well, guys, that was a great season. It was awesome to watch. Definitely we'll start rewatching the show since we have so much time left to get some of our buddies caught up with Joey and all them and get Sam, get them caught up. because it's a great show. If you haven't watched it, you shouldn't have been listening to this podcast if you haven't watched it. But
you're real sad.
It's yeah, right. Like, oh no. But I would highly recommend this show for anybody. It's a great show. It was one of those things where for a long time I wanted to watch it. I didn't have HBO, and I was like, I really think it'd be cool.
Yeah,
and
it's the same way.
I got it, and I was like, oh man, this show's great. So super, super excited about it. Can't wait for season 7. 9 months. Sad face. But
you know, I kind of want to start watching now. If we're talking about HBO, I want to watch with Dan McBride, Eastbound and Down.
Yes.
I heard that was funny too. There's so many
too.
good HBO series on there. Like they do an excellent job with TV shows.
Yeah,
so.
they do. I heard True Detective's pretty good. Season 1. I heard season 2 is pretty shit. Season 1 I heard is pretty good. That's what Matthew McConaughey. All right. Tim, thank you for being on the show this week. I'll have to get you back on for some of the other podcasts. But I know I had to have Tim on for Game of Thrones because this is his thing, man. Like he studies Game of Thrones. He studies the Reddit pages. Like he's all over this shit. So every day. Dan, you enjoyed the show so far. You enjoyed the season, yeah? What would you give this season a grade?
Ooh, like out of
like A, B, C, D.
Oh, okay.
I almost said E, but that's totally not a grade.
None of the above. Yeah. I'd probably get an A-, B+.
Yeah.
Wasn't perfect, but really good.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't think season 5 was too bad, but if you want to go between like, obviously 1 through 4, 2 through 4, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to that, I think it was better than all of them.
Yeah.
Personally, I think there's just so much happening. Plus, the part of this element of surprise, you don't know what's going on. I think that makes it a little better too.
Right.
And so, yeah, I would give it like an A- B+, where I would range it at.
Where'd you put it at, Tim?
I give it an A- because in the beginning it was kind of slow, and in the end it picked up a lot.
Yeah.
And that's the end. I think carried it.
Oh, I agree. I was gonna say the same thing. I give it an A- because the front half of the series the season was pretty slow. It was just kind
And
of
they're really short episodes too. The Red Woman, it was very short. It was only like 40-something minutes.
Right. So I was like, oh man, it's kind of slow, and it felt. But they did, and that was something I talked about with my buddies at work at the time. Was like, they brought John back way faster than I thought he was coming back. I was like, oh.
And you see why too.
Right, so and you're just like, oh, like all this is going on, and. But the end, like Tim said, the end carried that season. It was
like
those last few episodes.
Every season for Game of Thrones, they do so well with the ending.
Yes, I think the last 5 episodes, like once we hit Hold the Door, every from after that was just like, oh my god, more stuff continues to happen.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. What is the younger brother's name? Rickon, who can't serpentine. He just runs in a straight line.
I was like, dude, serpentine, how hard is this?
I know. The actor tweeted about it too. He's like, I probably should have ran sideways and zigzagged it. It's like, yeah, what the hell, man? But overall, great season. Like I said, A- B+ in that range for all of us. So.
Ooh. Also, sorry to cut you off at that, but I was thinking, another part I really liked was the Hound. And
that's right. I totally forgot the Hound came back.
He after they kill the villagers, he just tracks him down. And he finds a bunch of people and starts hacking them all.
Yes.
Then he finds the 3. They're about to hang him because that's part of the people's group.
Yeah.
And he finally kills a bunch of villagers. He's like, I'm looking for him.
I'm interested to see what happens with them too from here on out.
Yeah. He's like, I'm about to kill him. They're like, no. He's like, we can find him. He's like, oh no, I'm killing him. He's like, I want 2 out of 3. And he's just like, they can't even hack him. He just kicks the fucking log and gives no shit.
Yeah, he just lets him choke to death.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. But like I said, great season. Super excited about it. Can't wait for season 7. As always, guys, you can find us on YouTube. It's at Second City. No, it's not. That's our Twitter. At Second City Capital E. It's youtube.com
/Second City Entertainment.
YouTube.com/Second City Entertainment. It's been a long one. Facebook.com/Second City Entertainment. And on Instagram, search us at Second City Entertainment. Slide in them DMs, you know what I'm saying? Dan, take us away with the favorite time of the week. It is Quote of the Week.
All right, thanks, Ryan. That's what I do. I'm drinking. I know things. Tyrion Lannister.
Oh, I don't know how to end this.
My watch has ended.
Chicago.